All right, we'll call the meeting to order of December 13th, 2022 of the Granite City Community Unit School District, number 9. That's very formal and official, isn't it?
I know it is. It sounds very.
Okay, Board of Education meeting. Roll call, please, Zach.
Stacy absent. Vinny.
Hi, or here.
Knogle absent. Curran absent. None here. Brian.
Here.
Wilmsmeyer.
Here.
Leninger.
Here.
We have one.
We do have a quorum tonight. I apologize for several absences. It is that time of the year when people do tend to have family functions and other things going on. So, but we do have a quorum tonight, and we will continue on as charged by the public. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation by Pastor Stacy Wilson with GC First Baptist Church. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we thank you for this evening, and thank you for each and every one of the men and women who serve our community and our school district. Lord, I pray that you would be a part of this meeting, that you would lead, guide, and direct every aspect, and that the students and families of our community would be the forefront of every decision that is made. Give wisdom and direction. We trust you, and we thank you. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. She's
Well done. Well done. Thank you. All right. Public comment tonight. Do we have any members of the public here to give any public comment? Hearing none. Ms. Can, I'll turn it over to you for
okay.
presentation.
Okay, we are here tonight. I think we're missing our person of honor. But we still have another person of honor as well, too. So Ms. Ann Michalski, you want to come up? She's the art teacher at Coolidge, one of them. And we're really thrilled to have her this year, and she's been doing some great community work as well. So if you want to introduce this student, and this is, we can talk about Linda if you wanted to.
Yeah, is it okay if she holds it?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
great, actually.
This is Gabrielle Huniak. One of her art pieces are at the Red Tree, or I always say that wrong, Apple Tree Family Restaurant in Granite City. And Linda Shaholi, she has owned that restaurant for 21 years. And when I first approached her in the summertime, she was very enthused about becoming a partner in education with us. And I was very excited, and when I went to give her the artwork, she wanted to hang it up forever and ever. And so I was like, well, how about we do a rotating show every year? So she agreed on that, and of course they have apples in it. It's Paul Cézanne's Still Life. And Linda enjoys supporting her community and is proud to recognize our 8th grade art students for their creative endeavors. And we truly appreciate her and her time and this lovely artist work. So,
And
thank
if you have a chance to go into the Apple Tree Family Restaurant to see the artwork, that would be wonderful. And we're sad that Ms. Shaholi couldn't be with us tonight, but we'll make sure she gets the plaque as well. And great job. Good job. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm gonna go in and see the work. I haven't seen it. We'll make sure you get it, one way or the other. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done. We appreciate it. Item 5, minutes. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Education held on November 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. And the minutes of the special meeting of the Board of Education held on November 21st.
So moved.
Second.
You're all gonna be faster down
Yeah.
there.
I know it. She's gonna be really.
Snappy tonight. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Very good. Consent agenda, item 6. We have a couple of items on there, the bill list and gifts. You want to say anything about the gifts?
Yes, the Masons Triple Lodge 835, they are incredibly generous with our early childhood program. They routinely donate money and items to pre-K program. Marcy Dodds, our director there, does a great job. So we're really thrilled that they continue to donate and help our community and our school district. So thank you very much.
We appreciate that. Anybody want anything special on the consent agenda? Otherwise, I will accept the motion for approval of the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Very good. Item 8A, we're already at 8. We sure are. Rescind retirements and resignations.
It is recommended that the following retirements and resignations be rescinded. Cynthia Desper, special ed teacher, GCHS, end of 25-26. Cheryl Whitaker, special ed teacher, Frohart, rescind 5/31/24.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. And item 8B, retirements and resignations.
It is recommended that the following retirements and resignations be accepted. Cynthia Desper, special ed teacher, GCHS, end of 26-27 school year. Marvin Pellizzari, custodian at Prather, retiring 12/2/22. Cheryl Whitaker, special ed teacher, Frohart, end of 22-23. Scott Harris, custodian at Grigsby, effective 12/16/22. And Gloria Kagi, third grade teacher, Frohart, the end of the 24-25 school year.
All retirements except for one resignation. All
Yes.
right.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 8C, requests for leaves of absence.
It is recommended the following leaves of absence be approved. Benita McIntyre, cafeteria Coolidge, effective 11/11/22 to 2/3/23. William Carpenter, monitor GCHS, effective 11/15/22 to 2/7/23. Cheryl Clark, secretary admin office, 11/28/22 to 2/20/23. Deanne Seville, teacher at Grigsby, effective 12/12/22 to 3/6/23. And Mike Murphy, maintenance warehouse, effective 11/30/22 to 2/22/23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 8D, requests for extension to leaves of absence.
It is recommended the following requests for extensions to leave of absence be approved. Renee Wiedner, position paraprofessional at Prather, effective 9/14/22 to 5/16/23.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second. It's hard.
Roll call, please.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 8E, extracurricular resignation.
Detailed information about this item is below. The administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion in executive session. The GCSD9 administration is recommending the following extracurricular resignation for the 22-23 school year be accepted. Ms. Claire Moran, second quarter lunch duty at Frohart.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. You guys are catching up with good.
I'm just trying to give them a
I
chance.
know,
Roll call,
right?
please.
Oh, I know, just that.
Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie. Vinnie.
Oh, I.
I distract.
Oh, that's what I get for being slow.
None, I,
Oh,
Wilmsmeyer.
see?
Aye. Item 8F, and there are a lot of
I'm not
these
reading
that, no, I don't think we need to.
Just the GCSD9 administration is recommending that the following extracurricular recommendations for the 22-23 school year be approved. They are listed before you, and there are many, so if you have any questions, please let me know.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 8G,
You've received information below about this item. The administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion in executive session. If not, the GCSD9 administration is recommending the following extracurricular volunteers for the 22-23 school year be approved. Emma Lorton, girls basketball coach GCHS, and Adea Moore, girls basketball coach GCHS.
So moved.
Second.
motion and a second, and we appreciate the extracurricular volunteers. It's
Oh,
always
we most
appreciated.
definitely. They're already doing that, so it's wonderful.
Roll call, please.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. And item 8H, certified and classified substitutes, always a good one.
Always, always. You received information below. Administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion. It is recommended that the following applicants to the board be approved as substitutes for the 22-23 school year. Certified, Mr. Don K. Harris. Ms. Martha Ritchie, Mr. Mark Lowe, Ms. Ashley Warren, Ms. Kylie McFarland, and Ms. Grace McCormick. Classified, Ms. Ashley Dunn and Ms. Karen Tester.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Wolfensmeyer.
Aye. And moving on to employments under item 8I.
You have received detailed information about this item. Administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion in executive session. The interview committee consisting of Ms. Kristen Navashis Caverna, Executive Director of Curriculum and Development, Brad Urbe, Director of Student Services, Maryville Principal Dr. Liz Nieport, ESL Department Chair Stacy Swingler, and ESL Bilingual GCHS Teacher Hannah Bush and myself are recommending Andrea Meyer as our bilingual parent liaison for the 22-23 school year. Approval is recommended pending the proper paperwork submission.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Roll call, please, Zach.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Wolfensmeyer.
Aye. And item 8I2, right? I think I missed a page here. Employment of bilingual paraprofessionals.
Detailed information about this item is provided below. We are prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion in executive session. If not, the interview committee consisting of Kristen Navashis Caverna, Mr. Brad Urbe, Dr. Liz Niepert, Stacy Swingler, and teacher Hannah Bush and myself are recommending the following candidates as bilingual paraprofessionals: Ms. Monica Munez and Ms. Tracy Herrera. Approval is recommended pending proper paperwork submission, which is in process.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion?
Just a point of information.
Yes.
How many bilingual parents do we have?
None? We didn't.
This will be two? This
Yeah.
will be two.
Right.
So what determines, like, do you have a sense of where each of them are going to be placed?
Yes,
And
Mhm.
how, like,
Why don't
can you
you
tell me a
speak
little
to
bit
that?
about that, please?
sure. So, with your permission, is higher and pending paperwork, the plan is the bilingual parent liaison will service here and also split time with servicing the high school with our newcomers because we have a large population there. Then the two bilingual paras that will be hired this evening. In the morning, one of them will service Maryville and then travel to Grigsby for the PM and do push-in with newcomers. And then the other one will service Coolidge newcomers because there's a need there.
Okay.
So, and then our bilingual teachers will service the others.
The other schools.
Other
So every
schools.
school will have a
Yes.
professional, be it a
Yes.
teacher or a paraprofessional.
Yes,
helping.
we're thrilled,
Yes.
because we don't generally have,
Yes.
and our parent one will be taking Ruben Carranza's.
Yeah, that's
Positions
what you
in
described
correct.
it, I remember when Ruben did that, so.
Yeah.
I think we're really fortunate.
Alright,
These went really well, correct?
Very fortunate.
thank you,
These were some good interviews.
great, thank you.
And not to put you on the spot here, what percent of the population of students in the district do you think have bilingual or maybe Spanish-speaking parents?
Maybe, yeah, I would say maybe 27 to 30.
Mhm.
And trending
Mhm.
Upward every year.
Trending upward, yes,
Every year.
briskly, actually. So we really need more.
And we're making more changes to have everything in Spanish, anything else we put out, we do that now, but
With our curriculum,
Right.
we always
We're
have that
working
in the
on
Spanish
sure.
version as well too, so we always make sure that we have a companion for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate that. I think we had a motion on the second. Okay, roll call, please.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
Wolfensmeyer.
Aye. Item 8I3, employment of Title I paraprofessional.
detailed information about this item is below. Administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold a discussion in executive session. If not, the interview committee consisting of Ms. Kristen Navashis Caverna, Ms. Nikki Watkins, Principal Jason Baker, and myself are recommending Caitlin Fleener as the Title I paraprofessional at the Wilson 1-2 Attendance Center. Approval is recommended pending proper paperwork submission.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion?
I'm just happy.
Roll call, please.
Bryant.
Aye.
Vinnie.
Aye.
None, I, Wolfensmeyer.
Aye. And item 8I4, employment of Granite City High School Registrar Secretary.
Detailed information about this item is below. The administration is prepared to make recommendations or to hold a discussion in executive session. If Not the interview committee consisting of Ms. Christian Navachis Caverna, Ms. Nikki Petrillo, and Ms. Christina Smith respectfully request the board approval for the following applicant to serve as the Granite City High School Registrar Secretary for the 22-23 school year. Approval is recommended to employ Rose Wolf as the Granite City High School Registrar Secretary for the 22-23 school year. I apologize for my misspelling.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Guess just a question, was this a retirement or?
We had hired a candidate that everyone really liked, but she received a job offer that paid significantly more. She didn't really want to leave, but it was sort of couldn't pass it up, so we had to find someone.
All right. Roll call, please.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Nunn, I, Bryant,
Aye.
Womsmeyer.
Aye. Item 9, old business. We don't have any old business on the agenda. Item 10A under new business, consideration of tax levy resolution and truth and taxation hearing.
I believe Mr. Suri would love to come forward.
Yeah, so I think I need first a motion,
Motion?
correct me if I'm wrong,
Oh,
Mr.
to
Suli,
leave.
but a
I'm
motion
sorry.
to temporarily adjourn the Board of Education meeting.
So moved.
So,
Thank you.
second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Very good. So we have temporarily adjourned the Board of Education meeting, and at this time, we'll open the public hearing and ask for public comment. And I think we might have Mr. Suri start out
That'd be perfect.
by
He's
giving us a
ready.
little presentation. All about numbers and taxes and everything else that everybody is thrilled to hear about.
Super riveting.
If it shows up.
You need to move this over there. You are loud, but maybe not that loud.
They can hear me
Another stage.
in another state, trust me. It's about to be Christmas dinner too, I mean, and the whole family is loud.
Wow. Makes you want to visit.
It's awesome.
Well,
Maybe.
maybe.
Survey says.
Who's ready?
Hit F5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There you go.
Do you want to?
You want to swap displays?
Yeah.
There you go. Try that.
No, flip over.
Hopefully. There you go.
I vote we requisition some money here for.
There you go.
Okay.
Is that all right? Yeah,
Got
there we go.
So this is the 22-23 tax levy presentation. In it, we will cover some historical info very briefly, 2022 tax levy and the comparison to last year, and our remaining debt schedule. And then some examples of how to figure taxes in a hypothetical situation. So outline, we're going to do some tax levy terms. We're going to cover some historical charts, 22 tax levy collected in 2023, comparison to 21-22 tax levies, debt schedule, and then estimated 2022 tax rate paid in 2023. So terms, the levy, that is what we're asking for. It's not what we're going to get, it's just what we're asking for. Extension, that is what we get after limiting rates are applied. The tax rate, how your property taxes are calculated. EAV is an equalized assessed evaluation. It is the total of all property value in the Granite City School District. Limiting rates, those are certain rates in the tax rate that cannot exceed a certain amount. For instance, the ed fund is locked in at $255. It cannot exceed $255 of the tax rate, no matter what. Here is the equalized assessed valuation EAV history for from 2011 to 2022, including our estimate for 2022. We did see a spike in the number we got from the county as an estimate, so we bumped our levy up in order to capture all those funds. And the important thing to remember, as EAV goes up, your tax rate goes down. It's an inverse, it creates an inverse relationship. So if EAV went down, then the tax rate would go up based upon EAV. This is our GCSD9 total levy / extension history. The blue line underneath is what we have the blue line underneath is what we have got that has been the extension. The blue line on top is what we have asked for historically. So we will see, you can see that the final one is for this year has no light blue line. That is because we do not know what we're getting yet. GCSD9 tax rate history. This is the tax rate from 2010 to 2022. You can see that we shot up in 2015 and above $5, and we've been on a steady decline ever since. Although last year EAV did not quite go up as much as we had planned, and it ticked up 1 cent on me. So we went from 428 to 429. That rate should come down slightly this year. We're hopeful. Historical new property, again, nothing more than just a simple graph. As you can see in 2020, we did get a spike in new property, almost 30 million of new property. It has historically been right around 5 million as a pretty good average. It has kind of jumped all over the place a little bit. June 30 fund balances. These are the fund balances of each of our funds. The operating funds, 10, 20, 40, and 70 are there, and then the other is Fund 30, Fund 50, Fund 60, Fund 80, and Fund 90. The 30, 50, 60, 80, and 90 are specific. They cannot really be moved from those funds. 10, 20, 40, and 70 are kind of maneuverable a little bit. So they kind of all work together, and I will explain that in just a second. The state of Illinois, on their financial profile score, breaks down whether it's financial watch, early warning, financial review, or financial recognition. We have been stuck in the financial review, which is the third bar there, the orange bar, for quite a while, basically the entire time I've been here. But we have bumped up, so this is what portion of our operating fund balance is consisting of those funds. So you can see that even though some of those balances look a lot healthier than they have in a long time, that is simply because we had been so cash strapped for a lot of years. For us to remain in the financial recognition, which we should have a 4.0 financial profile score this year, we only had about $2 million of fund balance that was boosting us up into that. That is, the total amount is figured by days cash on hand. If you're above 180 days cash on hand, then you're considered financially in the financial recognition. This is our first year that we've been there. This is a levy comparison from 21 to 22 of what we asked for. You can see we asked for quite a bit more in the ed fund, a little bit more in special ed. That is to handle the rate, to get 255 out of our rate if EAV is $734 million. We may not get what we asked for, but wherever EAV is, they take that times the limiting rate and calculate our amount. The one thing, we did increase $25,000 of levy that I know we will get in IMRF. That is one of the uncapped funds. That is just to handle and inch our way up on some of the raises and contract negotiations and collective bargaining agreements that we know are happening. And also with some of the increased sub costs, I wanted to make sure we had plenty of IMRF, Social Security, and those things to handle those, and also to keep the tax rate kind of balanced so we didn't have a big jump one year. 22 rate scenarios based upon EAV. You can see if it's 734 million, you're looking at about a $4.14 rate, which is down from 429 last year. If it's 500, if it stays relatively the same at 595 million, you're looking at about 1 cent from last year for 430.
Mr. Surrey, before you go on that particular one, you might talk about the $734 million and the $595 million. Where did you get those numbers from? Just kind of perspective.
So I estimated a 15% increase in EAV along with 50 million in new property because of some warehouses out in Pontoon. And I believe there's a TIF that came off. I wanted to make sure I captured all of that to keep the rate as low as possible. So that is my estimate of where I thought it could be on the high side. And then this is about where we are this year. The 595 is about where we are this year. So I always just say, if nothing changes, what are we at? The current debt schedule for Fund 30, you can see in levy year 2022, we will levy 1.9 million for debt service. And in 2023, for the next year will be our last year of having a debt service levy. At 500 million of EAV, it's about 39 cents and 32 cents of the levy. We are very, very low on bond and indebtedness compared to most school districts.
Which is good.
Which is good.
All these high numbers and low numbers, want to clarify for the folks at home that know that's.
Yeah, it's good. So how do I calculate my taxes? So I use my example, and it's on the past 7 presentations, and this is using last year's rate, but fair market value, $75,000, you multiply that by 1/3, which would be $25,000 for value. You take that times the tax rate, and you can see your school taxes on a $75,000 house would be about $1,074.95. If you're looking on your tax bill, you want to look at the taxable value, and that would be that number right there, which would allow you to calculate. How does the 2022 levy affect my taxes? You can see with the 2021 rate, you'd have been about $1,070. If it stays at 595 million for EAV, you'd be about $1,076. And if it goes to 735 million, it's about $1,035. Disclaimer, this is just a general example. There are many different scenarios that can affect your property taxes, exemptions, senior citizens. There's a lot of things that could affect your property taxes. This is just a very generic example. So what if my house value goes up? So if your home value increases from $75,000 to $80,000, and you take your assessed valuation at 1/3, it'd be $26,660, and you multiply through it the tax rates, you would be at about, instead of $1,074, you'd be at about $1,148 or $1,104. And that's a 6.6% increase in assessed value in your home value. This is the comparable tax rates in Madison County for 2021. You can see every school district in Madison County, you can see we are the second lowest in the county. Right underneath Collinsville and right above Roxana. Just remember there are many factors that can determine how your property taxes are figured. These examples provided represent the most basic calculations of just the school district tax rate, not the city, not the library district, or anyone else. The end.
Thank you.
Well done, Mr. Surrey. Give Chris a second to get everything set back up here. While he's doing that, are there any questions for Mr. Surrey? You did a great job explaining all that. It's a lot of numbers. It's difficult, I think, for people to figure out their taxes and their tax rate, and just so many factors. I will tell you the one, which is probably the last slide on there, which shows Granite City's tax rate for the school district being the second lowest in our entire area is just phenomenal. It really is. We all complain about high taxes, and yes, taxes are high all across the board, but just fantastic job of the district for keeping that tax rate as low as possible. We appreciate that.
And just to bring up one thing, Mr. President, and that's why you'll hear me report periodically about tax objections being the attorney of school, attorney for the school district. Anytime the school district gets notice of a commercial industry or business wanting a decrease in their EAV of $100,000 more, that's $300,000 of market value, that's when the taxing districts can go in and object. And again, whenever we get those and we go to the Board of Review in Edwardsville and protest those, we're doing it because if a commercial industry gets that the amount of levy doesn't go down. The amount that that those big commercial businesses don't pay, that is spread out through the remaining taxpayers. So that's another reason why taxes, your personal property taxes can go up. And so that's why it's important that we do get appraisals for the warehouses out in Powhatan, because a lot of that's where a lot of the EAV increase is coming from that out there. But it's also, I mean, we're seeing all sorts of businesses that we didn't see in the past asking for reductions. And those are big hits that cause the individual homeowners' taxes to go up as well.
Mr. School has been incredibly diligent in making sure that we're on that, and it really saves the school district a lot, so we're really fortunate.
School district and the taxpayers.
The taxpayers, I'm sorry, yes. So we appreciate that, Mr. School.
Thank you, appreciate that comment. And I guess I just encourage, I think we had a good discussion the other day, Mr. Surrey and Ms. Can and I, about all these, and kind of went through that whole presentation, but a couple things that just change the whole dynamics, and that is that EAV. That is the biggest factor. It's that equalized assessed valuation, and so it is those, it's new development, it's new construction, it's all those things, and I encourage, Granite City is a phenomenal market, yet we think sometimes that we're just not doing as well as other communities. We've got a great tax base, we've got an opportunity to make it better, and I just encourage people, with the population that we have here, still one of the biggest communities in the southwestern Illinois area, a lot of opportunities for new construction, new development, new businesses starting that growth and expansion, and that's what helps to keep that tax rate low. So just a kind of a plug there for commercial development. Any other questions or comments from the board? All right. With that, I will thank you again, Mr. Surrey, for the presentation. I appreciate that. We'll close the public hearing. I would ask for a motion to reconvene the regular board meeting.
Summoned.
And a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Benny. All those in favor say aye.
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 Very good. And we are back in the regular board meeting. And at this time, I will accept a motion to adopt the resolution and the District 9 tax levy as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
None, aye. Bryant.
Aye.
Benny.
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Very good, thank you so much. Item 10B, Evening Academy Assignments.
Permission is requested to approve the following evening academy assignments for Granite City High School to meet the fall semester needs. Should that be spring semester needs? Mr. Dr.
Yes.
Keel, that's why that should be spring semester needs, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're listed here with their stipends and the positions, but due to holidays, there are more Tuesdays and Thursdays in the semester than Mondays and Wednesdays. That's why some teachers teaching one class may have a different stipend amount than others, so that's to explain that. So approval is recommended
So
with
moved.
that change.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bryant.
Aye.
Benny.
Aye.
None, aye. Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. That was approved. Item 10C, Granite City High School Foods Lab bid.
We're very excited that this went through. We had a little bit of some issues the first time around, but the administration requests the approval of the bid for the GCHS Foods Lab requirement. It's not just foods, it's what else?
It's an independent living skill.
Independent living skills. It's a really wonderful opportunity for our students. Requirements of the bid included a mandatory walkthrough prior to the submitting of a bid. Only one company participated in the walkthrough, Ford St. Louis. The bid for the above work is $204,056.90. Funding for this project will be through the IDEA, ARP, and STEP funds, so it's all grant funded. Approval is recommended. If you have any questions, I'm sure Ms. Watkins will be happy, but we are thrilled.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Other than to say again, great job getting this grant funded. That's awesome. Well done.
Great
Well
job.
done.
When can the work start, you know?
We're hoping right after the first of the year.
That's what I thought.
So, because we need to get this completed by June 30th.
Make sure you have a tour.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll take before and after also.
Yeah, that's true, we should take.
Did they say, what's the rate, I forget, like, how long do they expect it to take?
They're anticipating that they can be done, I gave them a deadline by the 1st of June.
Okay.
So that way we have a little extended time to have it completed by June 30th.
And when's the last time, do I recall, that the renovation, there
Oh,
hasn't
I don't
been
know.
anything in a lot of
People who
years?
Looks like the
attend,
Brady went in there?
I'm looking around the room and collectively, nobody's remembering when the last
people,
renovation
staff who
was.
work here have indicated that they attended class in there and they think maybe some of their other family members may have as well, so.
Darren, Mr. Depew is very old, and I'm sure he.
Oh!
But he wouldn't, oh, that's right, he went to North.
It was
So maybe.
well before my
Well, of
time.
course, that was uncalled for, but I couldn't help myself. He is retiring this year, I feel like every once in a while I have to throw that. But this facility actually is not just going to have foods, it has going to have washer and dryers and a lot of life skills and things that these students need when they graduate. So it really is going to be an amazing addition to the high school. Sorry about that, Mr. Depew.
You're older than
I know. And I deserve that. I do.
And you can
Just
say
one
that
year.
because he's retiring.
I know, right?
We have
It's
a
gonna be
motion
like
and a
this.
second, I believe. Roll call, please.
Vinnie?
Aye.
None, I, Bryant.
Aye.
Wolfensberger.
Aye. Item 10D, creation of full-time occupational therapist position.
There's been an increase in student need for occupational therapy. We are requesting that a full-time occupational therapist position be created. The number of students on our current OT caseload is expanding. Really, it is already expanded beyond her physical ability to provide the amount of time and services for these students. The second position has been contracted out for several years, but as everything else, we are currently unable to obtain the contracted therapist to provide the services. We are hoping that we will be able to obtain the occupational therapist for this position. This is a Region 1 cost that will be billed to all the member districts, so approval is recommended.
So moved.
Necessary.
Second.
Motion and a second, and I guess, talk, if you would, just a little bit about the billing to other districts, so
Do you want to talk about the
Cost.
Region 1?
So
cost
it's
for a
a-
part-time is paid by us, but full-time by others, or how does that work?
Well, we have Region 1 employees and we have Granite City employees. So the occupational therapist would be considered through Region 1. So Region 1 is the co-op that Granite City, Madison, and Venice belong to as a
Special ed
cooperative
district.
for special education. So all of the costs that are incurred through Region 1 are billed to all 3 member districts.
Okay.
But Granite City does have the lion's share of the bill because of the larger number of students.
And we expect them, I think part of the reason for doing this is we're having a hard time getting a part-time person to do this.
Or a contract.
Contracting
Or
it,
contract.
and we have contracted this position, I think, for 4 years now, so their need is there and it's been consistent over time.
So we need to have.
So it's time.
So the current OT is contracted out?
We have one OT,
We-
but the
we-
second position has been contracted
Okay.
out. But a lot of those facilities don't even have anyone available to contract out now. And since the need has been consistent over the last several years, I think it's time that we post for this. And I think Mr. Parker was in agreement with that as well.
And do we know the additional cost that it will be on to the Granite City School
They would
District?
start at the first step on the pay scale, I believe. However, I don't have that number in front of me, but Granite City, typically takes about, don't hold me to the exact percentage, but I think it's about 90% of the cost.
They're in a different, salary schedule than the teachers. So it'd be the step one on that salary schedule, which is the same as the custodian, no.
No, it's completely different stuff.
They have their own.
Oh, they have
salary
their
schedule.
own entire, but they're part of that.
So
Sorry,
they're
part
part
of
of
that.
that union, but not the city. Each
We'll get that
faction in
to
that
you.
own union
We'll
has
get
their
that
own
to you.
salary schedule, so.
Appreciate that.
We'll get that.
And this individual that we employ will serve our students exclusively, or they will also serve students throughout region
All
one?
regions.
All
That's what I thought was the case, I just wanted to make that
Yeah,
clarification.
all students.
10 to 15% may be the other district.
Excellent, thank you.
Mhm.
We do have a motion and a
Yes.
second. Roll call, please.
None, I. Brian?
Aye.
Vinnie?
Aye.
Wolfmeyer?
Aye. Item 10E was taken off the agenda. Item 10F, Board of Education Committee appointments. And this really wasn't for voting necessarily, but we did have the one resignation from our board member with Ms. Bryant being appointed, and we have made some adjustment of committee assignments. And I actually have those here somewhere, so thank you. Appreciate that. So we will have Ms. Bryant serve as the alternate, and I'm not gonna go through every one of these because a lot of these were done last year, but just to fill out the unexpired term of our previous board member, we'll have Ms. Bryant serve as the alternate for the Attendance Centers Evaluation Committee, as the alternate for the Construction Committee, with Talon Curran moving to the delegate for that committee, so he would be involved in those discussions. She would also be the delegate for the Employee Evaluation Committee and the delegate for the Negotiations Classified Committee, as well as the Policy Committee. She'd be sitting on that. And then alternates for the School Improvement Plans and School Program Committee and the Special Education Board. I think I got them all.
Will be effective till May 2023.
Correct. I'm sorry, yes, effective till May of 2023, when the new assignments would be brought forth after the election. Excellent. Item 11, reports and other communications. A, instructional technology report.
We are very excited about this. So we're gonna hand this over to Ms. Jen Smith and Ms. Kristen Ross is gonna, we've done some exciting, this is gonna be fun. She even brought a little, do you wanna turn the,
We're very excited.
Mr. Mitchell, do you wanna turn the?
We have a gift for you tonight.
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna let Jennifer speak. This is a program that we started with the help of the board. So this is a little token of our appreciation.
It's a blue box. It's just the Bluetooth version of it.
Smile.
Thanks. I'm Jennifer Smith, the instructional technology coach. And Dr. Niebert and I had an opportunity to go into Wilson Elementary and teach a robots and writing lesson in first grade. So we went in and we took the robots and we talked to them a whole lot about how it's not gonna go right the first time. And they did a couple activities with the robots, and I will pass one around so you guys can take a look at it. But they light up and make noise, and if you want it to go forward, you press forward, forward, to the right, and then go, and it'll drive whatever you program it. Yes. But I'll pass it down so you guys can take a look. I am happy to go over our whole kind of plan and program and show it to you at another time and bring in the rest of our fun things to share.
But the book it talks about, they ask the students, do you want to tell them what you asked the students to write?
Sure.
The writing part of it?
So they,
This is sitting right here, it's not going anywhere.
they did a couple different activities. They tried to get from one shape to the other shape, and they did it backwards, and they were giving each other points and having a great time. They did the hokey pokey, made them dance in and
I
out.
love that.
And then we had the kids, they were more excited to draw the picture than the writing. So they had to do a sentence before they did their picture. And they were telling the funniest things that they loved the most. A whole lot of them were about doing the hokey pokey. So,
cute?
this is pictures of their writing and the kids doing the activities.
Because one of them, I like to play hokey pokey with the robot.
Yes.
I love because, the robot did the hokey pokey, I mean, these are adorable. So they drew pictures and stuff, so Caitlin can hold up some pictures.
And things like this have a ton of uses, like even for just like killing and drilling math facts
Yep.
and sight words and just thinking, you know, very simple things,
The
but
crosscat you could do with the
Super fun.
robots.
Well, and they love the
STEM.
hands-on stuff. So anytime they get to play with something, they think it's playing,
But they're
you
learning.
could trick them into learning. So, I mean, yes.
And as we got ready to leave, they were so excited to tell their teacher. There were 2 little boys especially. One of them said, "She told me that I could program computers when I get older." Yeah,
That's the
and
whole
another
point.
one, "I can make robots." And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
they were excited, so,
Miss Heath will be happy.
yes,
Whenever they
yes,
can take
get them trained
pictures.
well.
Yes.
So
yes.
that was wonderful, seeing the pictures and putting the writing with that, like, Ms. Benny just said, there's so many opportunities to do cross-curricular things with STEM. It's just the beginning.
you're gonna
It
take
is.
this around to some other first grade classes at Wilson?
Yes.
Career, I have an idea for one.
Really? Well, they really enjoyed it, the pictures
That's
are
great, I love
love
it.
the book.
Yeah.
Something to.
Did you, were these done in-house? Did you send these out? What?
Snapfish.
Okay, just a program that's out there that.
Yeah.
We just thought it'd be a nice,
Uh-huh.
It's great, I love it.
Fun.
great
Yes.
job.
It's
So
just-
appreciative.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I think the writing piece to me is just journalism and just
Mhm.
the words and putting them on paper and that sort of thing, just trying to get to that point. So I love the book idea as well. So anything there you can incorporate with them.
And these are first grade?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's pretty amazing.
The kids were super excited to get to see their work in a
Yes.
book. We put it on a PowerPoint so they could watch it.
We should hold it up in case anybody's watching, and has families, you should hold some pictures up.
I believe Chris put it on Facebook too.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't you put it on their Facebook
The
thing?
hokey pokey was the big thing.
Writing with a purpose for our audience.
Mhm.
I,
So-
forgive me if you asked this already, like, I saw kids and robots and I was like
I know, yeah.
captivated, but, how many of these do we have in the district? Not my phone,
The robots.
Yeah. Do you know?
We have
Different
a lot of
robots.
things, and
Yeah.
I would love to share the whole.
They have
Yeah.
like their presentation.
We have
Yes.
18 of this robot.
Of that.
We also have, I believe, 14 sets of the Code and Go mice
Mhm.
that we've used in 2nd grade. We have maybe 9 sets of Dash and Dot, and we have the Q robots, and we just got.
With the grant money?
You've
Yes.
exceeded my expectations. I just wanted to know, like, do we just have like a class set of these, or, you know,
Oh,
how
no,
far
no,
can we spread the
no,
wealth around the district
no.
for this?
No, we also, I can't remember the
You
name
run
of
a
it.
grant,
Because
right,
they're all
through Mid-America
grant-funded
when you
stuff.
bought-
Yes.
You bought some robots with
Yes.
that, I think, as well.
Yeah, we have, I believe, 14 of that
That's what I
set.
thought.
And then we have a set of programmable drones that they're using at Coolidge.
Great.
Oh, we also got Spheros.
Yes.
Okay.
That's,
So
yeah, those
they're
were.
really cool too.
So, like I said, it's just the beginning.
It is. There's lots
Then
of
we
fun
have a
going on.
trailer we can take around eventually for the location.
Like a bookmobile, but.
I know, but vocational.
But for STEM.
Vocation on location, I do believe one of our board administrators said was a good idea, kind of like that.
I like that too.
I know.
Not the kill.
Have we done anything, and with like Lego, and like program with Lego and engineering and things like that for older elementary or middle school?
So,
It's
Carol, the teacher at Grigsby,
Mhm.
has a set of Lego Boost.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember if it's her 5th grade or 6th grade, but one of the grades does Lego Boost as well. So,
Are we trying to move it into the STEM classes at Coolidge, isn't that kind of
Yes.
our next thought?
Yes.
We
Yes.
have some things going at Coolidge right now. The drones and then the Spheros. And then we're hoping to kind of plan to align it all the way to high school so that we're feeding into all of that.
We're lucky to have 2 new STEM teachers at Coolidge too, which has
Yes.
been great for students
Yes.
here, so.
My
Thank
question
you.
is, can this be programmed to chase my cats?
So it can also be connected to an iPad through Bluetooth, and you can control it from the iPad. So you could chase your cat all day.
I think she might want you better watch that, make sure you get a bath.
Yeah, she's hiding.
That was wonderful.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kristen, for making them in your book.
Some of that was title funds, correct? A lot the robots came from title funds and Ms. Montesperner runs
Some
some
other
title,
grants.
some other grants that they did, so it's just really nice that we've been able to do these things for grants and no extra cost to the district, things we have, so that's, it's an extra one.
Well done, thank you so much. Item 10B, Freedom of Information Act requests. Got it.
Thank
Right
you.
there it is.
Thank you. I'm sorry, we received one request under the Freedom of Information Act during the period of November 15th to December 6th. This was, do we have to read these? Or just-
It was complied with.
It was complied with, it was just for some information on student referrals, which we don't actually have, I think it's through law enforcement, so, the request was handled by administration, and satisfied the request.
Very good.
I know this
That's
is.
for report only. And item 11C, disciplinary,
We're gonna do that.
hold it,
We're gonna hold for
hold
executive
for
session.
executive session, okay. So that takes us to executive session, item 12, and we will be entering executive session tonight under exceptions 2C9, student disciplinary matters, and 2C5 and 6, which is the purchase or lease of real property for use by the public body or setting the price thereof. I'll be happy to, if there's no other business, at this time in open session, I'll be happy to entertain a motion to go into executive session. Briefly.
So moved.
A motion by Eric, seconded by Mr. Nunn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Very good. We're in executive session. The time is 6:50.